All right. YouTube, it's your boy Skinny Penis back again. All 2 inches. Let's go. We got the hand trap tier list. It's your boy Stevie Blunder. We got people in chat. We're live on stream. Okay, hand trap tier list. We're gonna go down to all the hand traps. We got the main deck. These are hand traps that I believe that in most decks you can main deck. In most decks, like in 99% of decks, you can main deck these hand traps, like without an issue. Side deck. These are cards that are either you can either play them in very specific decks in the main deck, or they're generally as a very good card in the side deck. Format reliant. These are cards that don't really see much play, but sort of just come in and out. Bad is like, you know, just bad. And Venezuela is Venezuela. Alright, so if your favorite hand trap is not on the list, it's because it sucks. That's why. It's below Venezuela. If your favorite hand trap is not on this tier list, it's Venezuela. It's Venezuela tier. That's my answer. If it's not on the list, Venezuela. All right, Phantasme. Phantasme's been a really interesting card. It saw a lot of play during the Phantasme saw a lot of play during the what's it called? The LCS in the first place winning Dragon Link tier list. Dragon Link deck list. Sorry, Jesus. But the main issue is, and by the way, we're not putting cards like Red Reboot, Evenly, Typhoon, because those don't really count as hand traps. We're talking about cards that specifically more or less react to monsters. So like, just like, shut up, okay, nerd? Okay, so, but yeah, again, Phantasme was played in that Dragon Link tier list. But the issue with it is that kind of sucks. Like, it's okay, but outside of it acting as like a body to like go into like Romulus with, like, what does it really do? Like, it kind of draws you a card, which is good in Dragon Link. But Dragon Link honestly isn't even that good this format. A lot of the really powerful cards that made Dragon Link just so oppressive, like Union Carrier, Pickles, Lettuce, like basically a lot of the really broken cards got banned. Like Link Cross was a huge one. Like, and Dragon Link still can do things. Like, I'm not saying that like Dragon Link's completely awful. Like, it's still like arguably like a top 3 deck, but it's not that good. If I had to say, it's probably like the worst tier 3 deck, as weird as that sounds. So we're gonna but you can still play it. It's still a very playable card, but the question is just like, how good is it? And I think because of that, it's either like the best format reliant card, or it's like the worst side deck card. I think it's honestly probably a side deck, like either a side deck or niche main deck. All right, Lancia. Lancia is really good. I'm not gonna lie, Lancia is like probably one of the best hand traps right now. It's very, very powerful. Shuts down a lot of plays. Like, Dragon Link can barely play through Lancia. Dinosaurs can't. Virtual World can't. A lot of these Bird Up can't. A lot of very powerful decks right now are very banish reliant. Like, even fucking Grand Maju just like loses to this card. I think because of that, Lancia is probably... But the issue is just... It's very hit or miss. It reminds me a lot about Nibiru. Like, Lancia is very Nibiru reminiscent. Where it's just certain matchups, it will just stomp asshole. And other matchups, it'll do nothing. So for that reason, I'm going to put it in... I'm going to put it in the niche / main deck, but definitely a very, very good card. I don't think you could put this into every main deck, but it's okay. Ghost Ogre. Now the thing about Ghost Ogre is that it's good. Good card. Like, pops a card. And popping cards sometimes is on popping cards. We've come to learn, like like with the way the game has evolved. Like, we just sort of realized that, oh wait, you could just destroy the card. Like, so what if they resolve the search? Like, they don't have a body and they can't combo. There's no more just like dumb one card like FTKs anymore. But at the same time, Gogurt. Yeah, Gogurt doesn't really hit a lot. Like, before, maybe you can make an excuse that it hits, like, Cloud Castle revives or, like, VFD activations. Maybe, like, Eldland, continuous chart, like magical meltdown maybe, I don't know, but definitely this card has fallen a lot out of vogue. There are some very powerful things you can do with it in certain formats, but I don't think that this format is not the right time for it. Not because like Ogre is a bad effect, but because there's nothing to really Ogre. Like this card is very format reliant, but it's pretty good. Null None is bad. Ghost Reaper. Ghost Ogre. Ghost Ogre is very meh. This card used to be very powerful in like against like Eldritch, against Drytron, and like a lot of like Ice Dragon's Prison, Ghost Bell. But the thing about Ghost Bell is that again, this is like a very format reliant card. Like there has to be a lot of graveyard interaction. There has to be a lot of like graveyard stuff that's just happening. Maybe you could make the argument that like Drytron is still playable, but I really don't. Or like Drytron's still playable, or like Goki Rematch is gonna like be the new FCK, but I really think that Ghost Bell is not amazing. So I'm gonna put it below Ghost Ogre. I think this is fair. Gogre and Gel, yeah, Gel. No material is really bad. How does this card work again? I honestly forgot the text in no material. No material. If your opponent special summons a monster while you control no cards, you can discard this card and target one face of monster your opponent controls. This turn, that monster cannot be attributed or use a material for a fusion, synchro, Xyz, or link summon. You can only use this effect with no material once per turn. So this card is pretty bad. But like, the main issue with this card is that it's only on special summon, and it's dead turn one. But let's just ignore that. Let's just ignore the second point. Let's only assume like you can discard this card, target special summon. Your opponent cannot do anything with it. It's still not that good because not a lot of plays rely on like you having to have just like this set monster on board. Like this one's like not a lot of combos like require you to just immediately link off into something. Like it sucks. Like it's really annoying, but it's not like it's annoying for some decks. Like we could say like one of them could be like maybe like the special summoned Rocket Tracer. Like you can no material that like sure, so that they can't go to like Striker Dragon. They can't go into like Borreload Savage. But again, this isn't like really good. It's not like a great effect. So for that, I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna put it to bad. It's not like Venezuela too. Effect Veiler is like it's so meh. Veiler's just so meh. Nothing good about it. Nothing bad about it. Negated effects, solid. Does its job. Like you can't ever really go wrong with Veiler. But I'm gonna put it as like I'm gonna put it like below Phantasme. Like, it's fine. Like, it's just so meh. It's so average. But its effect isn't, like, what I would call format reliant. It's still a very powerful generic effect. It's just so meh. I'm going to put Phantasme below it, actually. I think it's better than Phantasme because Phantasme is even more niche in what it provides. But Veiler still, like, you got to pick up the pace. DD Crow. I think DD Crow is really good. DD Crow hits a lot of shit. What does it hit? It hits like Dogmatica. Hits Shaddoll stuff. Hits Invoked kind of hard. Because you could maybe like DD Crow the Brigand, I guess. There's not a lot of DD Crow actually. You can DD Crow like Virtual World. Like a lot of decks still have graveyard choke points. And I think DD Crow is just a very, very strong card. And I think that if you do have the main deck space, I think DD Crow is definitely something you could main deck. I'm not kidding. I think Nibiru is something. I mean, not Nibiru. DD Crow is something you could definitely main deck. All right, Nibiru. That's okay. Card's good. It's definitely like a really good card this format. Very, very good card. I think the Biruk is probably a main deck card. I think you could get away with main decking the Biruk format. Like there's Dragon, there's a lot of like janky combo. Actually, there's like Shaddoll Invoked. Shaddoll Invoked doesn't really lose to Nibiru. I guess okay, this would probably be in the upper echelon. This would probably be in the upper echelon of like niche main deck and it's like slash side deck. I think Nibiru is like probably like a bit worse, like a tiny bit worse than DD Crow, in my opinion. Die Shifter is really fucking broken, but you can't really main deck it. This is basically just like the whole category of just like niche main side deck was made for. Like, Die Shifter is so good, but only in like 4 decks. Chat, is he alright? I'm really tired, okay? I woke up at like 6 a.m. and I haven't slept. And it's like 5. I know this is like really bad. Like, my sleep schedule is just like fucked. Alright. Ash Blossom is just always like arguably the best hand trap of every format. Like, this card will never be bad. Every deck surges, every deck specials, and every deck what does Ash stop again? Stop specials from the deck. Stops me from adding cards. Wait. What does Ash do? What does Ash Blossom do? Ash Blossom. Add, special, or send. Oh, sends. I forgot, okay? I forgot. Dude. Okay, yeah, but like, Ash is like easily one of the best. This card is just bad Veiler. Honestly, this card kind of sucks. This card's got a stinker. That's not very good. Like, this card's really bad. Like, the thing about this card is that, like, you can, like, negate shit. Like, it's just bad Veiler. It's bad Veiler, but it's a Veiler you can... Okay. It's a Veiler that you can use on your own turn. But at the same time, so is Imperm. But you don't need to set it. Yeah. You could, like... Yeah, you like, the main thing you would do is, like, you would, like, maybe, like, negate, like, a Hulk effect. Like literally the Hulk effect to Synchro Summon on your turn. And, like, maybe just, like, negate the TG Wonder. Or you would, like, maybe negate Winda. Like, that's, like, the only real plays. But, again, like, why wouldn't you just play, like, Winda or something? I mean, why wouldn't you just play, like, Veiler or Imperm? And I'm gonna put, like, in the upper echelon the bad. Gamma. Pretty good. Gamma's always good. But the thing is, right now, like, not a lot of decks specifically lose to Gamma. Like, remember when you could just, like, Gamma, like, whatever that stupid card was, VFD? And, like, you'd kind of just be fine. Yeah, but, like, Gamma's, like, it's okay. I'm kind of sleepy. I want sleep. Oh, shit. Gamma. Gamma. Gamma's a good card. Probably like a main deck card. Really good. Put that shit about DD card. Ghost Reaper is... If there's ever been a more format-reliant card than Ghost Reaper, if there's ever been a card more format-reliant, it's probably this one. It's not awful, but, like, it's really not good. I'm just tired. Like, I'll be fine. I just woke up early. But I'm not used to doing that. Oh. Just gotta turn back on streamer mode. Alright. Droll is... I wouldn't say this is the format for Droll. Droll has a lot of good applications against a lot of decks. But I wouldn't say this like a... Like, Droll hits a lot of decks right now. But I wouldn't say it's a card that is good. Like, it's not that good. I think Droll is like a... Words. Droll is good this format. Droll is good this meta. Like, this format's good for Droll. but it's not like good enough like during spiral format or like. Actually, you know what? Fuck it. You could probably just main deck this guy. Like this guy's good. It's just uninvoked. Yeah, fuck it. Put it in. I don't care. Card's good. Saravis. This card is awful. Don't play it. This card. Generic 1/3 tuner still worth to Hulk. I have no idea what that meant. Imperm is really good. Imperm's just solid. It's Imperm. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing bad about Imperm. Plays around triple tactic. Negates a card. Fuck it. Like, it's good. Probably put it above like Gamma, to be honest. Like, it's that good. Myradora. What does this card do again? Your opponent special summon, blah, blah, blah. Special summon, target, activate. This card is awful. This is bad Valor. This is Venezuela tier. I'll put it above Saravis, though. Because it does technically negate. It does technically negate. Let's go, Ally of Justice. Ally of Just Ice. This card used to be, like, niche main / side deckable to just horrible. Drytron is miserable. This card is miserable. Why are you playing this card? Imperm is not better than Gamma right now? I'd say Imperm is better than Gamma. I'd say that if I had to choose between playing Imperm or Gamma, I would probably play Imperm 80% of the time. No, it's not even format reliant. Ally of Justice was only ever good because of only Drytron. This card saw no other play otherwise. Gamma's much better than Imperm? No, you guys are crazy. If like they're like 51-49. Like they're that close. Skullmeister. This guy's playable. That's not bad. Hits Brain Kits. Hits Virtual World. It's Charge Mill Wolf. That's good. There's the question of like how good is it? How many effects activate in the graveyard this format? Is the graveyard good this format? Yeah, this graveyard's pretty good. I'm gonna put this in like the pretty upper ends, like the mid tier of like niche main / side. You can hit like a lot of things. You hit like Op Cologne, hit like Invocation, hit like Brigand. Yeah, it's pretty good. And Chaos Hunter. Dinos is a good one. Chaos Hunter is really miserable. What does this card do? Your opponent cannot banish cards. Okay, so this is Lancia. I thought it was like your opponent only could banish cards. That's weird. I think how good do you guys think this card is? I think it's not awful, but it's definitely pretty bad. Like, it's not good. Sleepy. I think this card could definitely be a lot better. I think this card is just bad. I don't think it's Venezuela tier, but I think it's bad. It's probably as bad as Ghost Mourner. And that's about it. Yeah, that's more or less every single hand trap. I think this is pretty fair. Like Ash, Imperm, Gamma, Droll, DD. And like DD Crow. And like Nibiru, Lancia, and like Shifter tied. Like they're basically all tied. Skullmeister's better than Valor. Valor's better than Fant. Ghost Ogre is like pretty good. Like Ghost Ogre, Bell are like equal. You know what? I'm gonna take this card out. I'm gonna lower this one a peg. Like Reaper's pretty bad. I think Reaper is pretty bad. Then we get Ghost Mourner. Then we get Reaper. Then we got Chaos Hunter. Then we got No Material. And then yeah, we just have like all the other just garbage cards. Like they're all just bad. But yeah.